Your money and your health. These are two things you need to have in working order to have a stress-free life. And while many people go for an annual checkup at the doctor, a lot of people neglect their finances. So let's get your financial vitals checked today. I'll be your financial doctor for the day, and this is your 10-minute financial checkup designed for Canadians who want a quick scan to see what's working, what's not, and where you might need a little treatment. We'll go from the easiest to hardest by starting off with your vital signs, move to your lifestyle habits, then finish with some deeper diagnostic work. And don't worry, there won't be any needles involved, but there might be a spreadsheet or two. So section 1, your financial vital signs. Let's start with your financial pulse, beginning with your emergency fund. So are you stable? Think of your emergency fund as your financial immune system. If life throws you a curveball, something like a job loss, medical emergency, car trouble, this is what keeps you on your feet. And ideally, you want at least 3 to 6 months of living expenses in a high interest savings account that's easy to access. And if you don't have that cushion yet, don't panic, just start small, focus on saving your first $1,000, then build from there. Think of it like taking a daily vitamin. It can be very boring, but powerful over the long term. And without this buffer, one unexpected expense can knock everything off track. And here's a pro tip, hold your emergency fund in a high interest savings account within your TFSA for tax-free interest and liquidity if you have a lot of room left in it. Number 2, high interest debt. Carrying a credit card balance is like having internal bleeding. Now, extremely high interest rates over 20%, your money is bleeding out faster than you think. Let's say you owe $6,000 on your credit card and only make the minimum payments. You could end up paying thousands in interest alone by the time you finish paying it off. And that's money that's being completely evaporated and not going towards your goals. Step 1 is to stop adding to the debt, and then step 2 is to focus on paying it down aggressively, starting with the highest interest cards, and even a balance transfer or a consolidation loan might buy you some time. But you have to treat this seriously because financial health starts with stopping the bleeding. Number 3 is spending awareness. Don't ignore the symptoms. Not tracking your spending is like ignoring chest pain. You might feel fine, but there could be trouble brewing. And if you don't know where your money's going each month, it's easy for lifestyle creep to take over. A few subscriptions here, some impulse buys there, and suddenly your savings rate shrinks. And speaking of your savings rate, you should have a pretty good idea of what it is, first of all, which is how much you save out of what you earn as a percentage. And that's a key indicator of your long-term financial health. My suggestion is to aim for a minimum of a 10% savings rate, and that's already well above the Canadian average, so if you're doing that, you're already off to a great start. Even tracking for 1 month can be pretty eye-opening. You can use anything. You can use a budgeting app, a spreadsheet, or even pen and paper. The goal isn't perfection, it's awareness, and awareness leads to control. And also related to that, if you're not tracking your net worth yet, check out my free net worth tracker for Canadians. It's a simple way to stay on top of your finances. You could download it for free on my website. The link is in the description. And your net worth goes hand in hand with your savings rate. Very interlinked, and it's good to know both of those numbers in order to understand your financial vitals. Let's go to the next section now, which I like to call lifestyle and preventative care. This is where we'll check your financial habits and immunity. So your TFSA, are you getting your tax vaccine? The tax-free savings account is like a long-lasting immune shot for your future wealth. It protects every dollar of growth from taxes, interest, dividends, capital gains, and it's all tax-free forever. But too many people leave it underused, or worse, sitting in plain old cash or a savings account that earns almost 0% interest. That's like getting vaccinated and then avoiding crowds forever instead of enjoying the protection. Now, while the TFSA is called a savings account, where the TFSA really shines though is for investing. You could put things like ETFs, stocks, GICs, bonds, and it all grow compounded tax-free. Every Canadian over 18 gets annual contribution room, so make sure you don't let it go to waste. So number 5, automatic investing. Are you getting your daily vitamins? Consistency is what builds healthy habits and wealth. And automatic investing works a lot like daily vitamins. They're small, steady doses that build strength over time. And by setting up a recurring monthly contribution, you avoid the stress of market timing and remove the friction of decision fatigue. It's not about catching the perfect moment, it's about showing up every payday. And over time, you'll smooth out market volatility through techniques like dollar cost averaging. Plus, automation ensures you prioritize saving before spending, instead of the other way around. And just like brushing your teeth, this tiny habit can keep your financial health in check with almost no extra effort. And for me, anytime you can remove friction from building a habit is the key to building a lot of different habits. And if you can remove as much friction as you can with any type of habit, you are much more likely to keep it long term. And that's what automated savings does. Next is insurance. So are you protected from major trauma? You can eat well, exercise, and do everything right, then get blindsided by something completely out of your control. And And that's why insurance for your finances matter as well. Things like life, disability, and critical illness insurance coverage act like emergency medical teams for your finances. If you can't work, or worse, your family loses you, insurance steps in so your financial plan doesn't go into cardiac arrest. And it's not about fear, it's about stability. You hope to never use it, but if you ever need it, you'll be grateful it's there. And think of it as your financial crash helmet. One serious event without coverage can wipe out years of progress. Skipping insurance because you're healthy is kind of like refusing a seatbelt because you're a good driver. So try to reframe insurance in your mind. If you're not sure of where to start or feel overwhelmed with something like insurance, here at Blueprint Financial, we've helped a lot of our clients build financial plans with insurance built into it as well, so it's a holistic process. And our team is friendly, experienced, and focused on making your money work smarter. So you could book a discovery call with us and we could help you build the life you want with the right blueprint. All right, let's go to section 3 now, which is our deep diagnostic and strategic scan section. Let's go deeper with a full scan of your financial systems. Account coordination. Are your financial organs working together? Think of your TFSA, RSP, FHSA, and other non-registered accounts kind of like organs in your financial body. On their own, they each serve a purpose, but without coordination, they can work against each other sometimes, causing inefficiencies. Maybe we call it tax inflammation, something like that. For example, contributing to an RSP while in a low tax bracket may offer little benefit today, but cause bigger tax issues in retirement. While a TFSA, on the other hand, may be better during those lower income years. This is a pretty classic examples, but there's a lot of different ways to coordinate accounts. The goal is to align your contributions, withdrawals, and investment choices across accounts so they function as one healthy, optimized financial system. And too often, people are focused on building up these accounts and they don't think about the end game of how they should interact when you're withdrawing all of them to properly optimize your portfolio. And here's a pro tip: use your RSP refund to fund your TFSA. If there's some left over, you can double dip the tax benefits. Retirement plan. Do you have a long-term treatment strategy? Most Canadians focus on saving for retirement, but few think about how they'll actually spend that money. And that's like taking medication without really understanding the dosage. A withdrawal plan is essential, and without it, you could face unexpected tax spikes or OAS clawbacks that eat into your retirement income. It's not just about how much you save, but how and when you draw from each account. And coordinating your RSP, TFSA, and non-registered withdrawals in the right sequence can reduce taxes and stretch your money further. And it could also have a huge impact on the estate that you leave for your loved ones. And think of this as your post-surgery recovery plan. It's what ensures all your prep pays off. Next is your investment risk. Are you over or under medicated? Now, your investment portfolio needs the proper dose of risk. Too much and it causes anxiety and sleepless nights and many mistakes made, and too little and your long-term growth may be stunted, leaving your goals undernourished. The key is balance. So meet Andy. At 45, Andy runs a small graphic design business in Vancouver, and after watching a friend get rich on tech stocks, he dumped most of his portfolio into high-growth ETFs and tech stocks. When his portfolio dropped 20%, he couldn't sleep, and worse yet, he sold everything in a panic, locking in the loss and missing out on the recovery. Your portfolio should feel like a prescription tailored to you. Risk isn't bad, but like medication, the wrong amount can do more harm than good. So adjust regularly as your life evolves. And if you're not sure what your risk tolerance is, check out the Vanguard Investor Questionnaire. It's free to use, and it'll give you a somewhat good idea of what type of risk you should be taking on. Next is a written financial plan. Do you have a medical chart? Only about 26% or a quarter of Canadians have a written financial plan, according to a Scotiabank survey. And this could have some negative consequences. For example, meet Linda, a 64-year-old administrative assistant from Winnipeg who always thought she was doing okay. She's paid off her mortgage, had $150,000 in RSP, and planned to retire at 65. But 6 months into retirement, she realized that her CPP and OAS wasn't as big as it was hoped for, and it barely covered the basics. She wasn't exactly sure what to do with the RIF withdrawals, and the money wasn't stretching as far as she thought. She didn't really have a financial plan, just more of a vague guess and hope. And now she's really stressed out and worried about retirement and realizing that she may have to go back to work to make everything work. A written financial plan is your personal medical chart. It tells the full story. Without it, your goals, investments, taxes, and insurance are kind of floating around in separate folders with no coordination. And that can be dangerous and inefficient. A real plan brings everything together into one living document that evolves as your life does, similar to your medical chart. It should answer key questions like, can I retire early? How much should I retire with? How do I minimize taxes? What are some scenarios where I'll run out of money potentially? What happens if I pass away? So think of it like your financial x-ray, which reveals what's working, what's not, and what needs treatment. And if you're serious about your money, this is the blueprint you should definitely look into spending a lot more time on. So your checkup is done. What do you think? Are you financially healthy? Or do we need to schedule a follow-up call? Let me know in the comments how you think your health checked out here. And if you spotted a few warning signs today, don't panic because a lot of people do. Just know that there's always a strategy no matter what kind of situation you're in. There is something that you can do. And if you want a deeper scan, you can book a consultation with a real-life Canadian financial doctor at Blueprint Financial. And we'll run the diagnostics, write the prescription, and build your custom treatment plan. And please, if you got something out of this, like and subscribe to the channel, and check out this next video on the screen that YouTube has picked out for you.